Hi guys, good morning. About 10 o'clock out here, and I'm in the garage. Mystic Modeler Bruce here, and I've decided on my next build, and it's going to be Airfix Short Sunderland. I kind of started on it yesterday a little bit. I thought I'd build an airplane. I got the round windows in yesterday. I used some canopy glue to put them in. And when I go to paint this whole thing, after I put it together, I'll paint it after it's together. I've got a hole punch. I'm going to punch out little tape and put it over the portholes. And if that doesn't work, I'm just going to run a strip, and then I can always touch up the paint job later on, because it's going to be a flat. I'm not sure, a flat white or flat ghost white, flat ghost gray. I might do something underneath here. The top is either going to be a real matte green or a gray, a dark gray. I'm not going to camo it, but it's going to look pretty good. I'm working on the cockpit. I'm going to paint the guys today. I got these guys done. I just got to paint them, put them in there. I painted the, it's not much of an interior, which is fine because you're not going to see it anyway. You know, the only people that know it after it gets buttoned up are the people that built it and what we show in here. I want to do a little correction on what I said yesterday about not building an airplane model in 50 years. Well, it's true, part of it, because I haven't built a styrene or a plastic model in 50 years. But when I was working my first 14 years of teaching, I got the bug again to start building balsa airplanes, MK.lll. I don't know why. I just did it. You know, it was something to do. And I got a couple of kits for Christmas and built them and covered them with silk span and doped it. I'm old school. And they flew pretty well. I had the triplane. And I also used Dumas. They had some really nice planes. I still have one kit up there for Dumas to do if I ever get around to doing it. I put rubber wheels on them. I detail them out. But what I decided to do one year was start an airplane club at school and teach kids how to build balsa wood airplanes. Little to my knowledge, it took off. And not only the year before I started the club, I built 26 airplanes in one year, balsa, and hung them from my ceiling in my room, which just, the kids love them, the girls love them, they just love them. So that's when I decided to start the airplane club. And we picked the first couple years we did the airplane club, I had about 15, 20 kids who's never built an airplane before. And the first year, 2 years, I mass ordered the MK.lll's Focke-Wulf 190, the smaller one. And I'll tell you, it was, I had them all lined up, and I says, you're going to do exactly what I do. Now, you got a sharp razor blade. I'm giving kids razor blades. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do this nowadays. There's no way. I even brought in dope and had the windows open in the fan. There's no way you could have done this back, you know, in today's society. But it took off like crazy, and I had girls in there that were building, and they were building better than the boys. And then I decided to go do easier kits, so almost like profile rubber band kits, but they still had to build the wings and the rudder and the elevators, and we flew them in the gymnasium. I wound them up and flew them, and that was the big culminating end of it, is when we flew them. And I would take a couple of mine down. I had a Pit Special by Dumas that just flew with rubber wheels. It just flew around the whole gymnasium and then landed nicely, and that just hooked more kids. So it lasted about 5 years and I got burnt out. I don't want to see another balsa kit. I didn't want to be near another balsa kit. I have no desire to go back to making balsa flying airplanes, which is a skill in itself. It's a lot of fun to do. But I just would like to build an airplane like I'm doing now, because I just got hooked on ships, and I think it's important that I branch out, which you saw with the car, the BT50 BMW Turbo. Came out beautifully, you know. My wife loves it. I got it on our shelves inside on a turntable. But she says, don't take the body off. I go, well, all the details on the inside. So I made those stands scratch built, put them on the side. So, but make a long story short, I wanted to straighten that out so you had a little bit of history of what I've done. I was into old-time radio control back in the 60s, early 70s. And that was so costly. It was ridiculous, you know. U-control was the big thing that I was into. I had all the McCoy engines and the Fox and the Cox, I should say, 049s and the Pee-wees, and I did free flight, big gliders, and then I got out of it. Well, now I'm back into the styrene end of it, and I like the styrene end of it because it really plays to what I feel like I'm getting really better at, and that's the details that you put into it. The time you put into it, the patience that you put into it always pays off, as you all know. I'm not telling you anything different. But there's my next build, 1/72nd scale, Shortland Sunderland bomber. I'm going to paint it. It's going to be white, but it might be an off-white or something. It kind of looks like that, only in the top is going to be a gray or a dark matte green. And I'm going to try some of the techniques. I'm going to use for the supports to the struts, I'm just going to use easy line, I think. Right now I'll drill some holes in here and I'll put a turnbuckle up in here, a small eye pin, and then I'll drill a hole and I can run the string right through into the other side, so it'll look cool when it's done. And I'll put the beaching gear on it and be done with it from there. So that's what I'm working on. I'm morning coffee. This is when my daughter played basketball, Augustana Vikings. She's coaching out in Seattle and teaching, so she's doing all right. But that's about it. I got a little bit of work to do today. I'm going to paint up these pilots, clean them up, paint them up, get that going, and then move on to step 4, 5, and 6. And 7 is putting the fuselages together. And then I'll work on the wings. I'm going to build the whole thing, and then I'll prime it all. You know, I'll putty where I need to, prime it all, and then paint it from there. And anything I can paint off the model and add to it, I will. But from what I gather, and I haven't built airplanes, and correct me if I'm wrong, you usually put them all together first and then paint them, unless you got some parts that you got to paint before you put them on, or you think you could be okay that way. So, and masking is no problem. I enjoy masking things off, painting, and using the airbrush or a rattle can, either way. So we'll see how it goes. So I'll keep you posted. This is just the info video on my next build. Part 1 will be coming in a couple days of the short Sunderland by Airfix. And I'm already thinking for my next build, I don't know after this one what I'm going to do. I have another seaplane by Minicraft. The, the Mariner. It's the, not sure the numbers on it off the top of my head, but that one's more detailed. That one I'm going to take some time, so I'll probably do another car, and then I'll do the Mariner. I'm going to save one of my sailing. I got a big sailing ship I want to do, 150 scale Gore Fork by Revell. I got a perfect spot for it on my shelves in there. So, but that's about it. I hope everybody's doing well. I appreciate all your comments on my last video of part 9 of the final build of the BT50. And I want to thank all you guys for subscribing to my channel. I always shout out to Max down in Florida. Use those eye pins I gave you, Max. It's a lot easier. They look just as good. They're not going to know. You know, the rigging will show up great. Chris, Vince, Frankie, always watching your stuff and always taking your advice that you give me. And all the other guys out there that subscribe to my channel. I don't remember everybody's names. I'm sorry. I would shout out to all of you because it's a great community. I'm glad I'm part of it. And I want you all to be safe. Make sure your families are safe. You're safe. And have a great day. Have a great Thursday. I'm going to have a great Thursday. Feeling good here. You know, legs a little stiff because it's cold. For all the abuse I made on them when I was younger playing ball. But I'll be all right. So, this is the Mystic Modeler from the garage. Information on my next build video is over, and you guys have a great day. And enjoy what you do, because the minute you don't enjoy it is the minute you shouldn't do it. Oh, one other person I want to shout out to. Charlie Mack up in New England. Great videos. Great videos. I don't understand. You have to fill me in because I'm new about the reference to Jeff. Well, it looks like Jeff's a turd. So it's something there. So if you could fill me in on what's going on it to reference, so I can get the joke. Or whatever you're doing with that. But that dumper came out great. That dump truck, that came out good. And I'm following your Constitution build too. Constitutional Fridays are always cool. Chris, I haven't seen your Constitution in a while. I guess that's shelved for a little bit. I can understand that. And I hope your wife is home and everything is safe there. Our prayers and hope go out to you. So the rest of you guys, have a great day. Like I said, from the garage, have a great day.